Well, I'm on my first proper drive in the XJ6. It's now been, I've just collected it from the LPG specialist. It did have LPG before the car, but honestly, truly, it wasn't very good. And we decided not to, it would have cost too much money to repair the crude system. So I've just decided to bite the bullet and upgrade to proper, it's the very latest sort of injected LPG. It's all digitally controlled. I'll do a complete video when I get back, and I've got all of the crude system in the boot, and we'll have a look at that, and we'll compare it to the new, and it'll give you a sense of how this new system works. I'm very, very pleased. It's driving absolutely spectacularly well. Here's that's the switch, and the little green lights indicate how much LPG is in the tank. It's just wonderful, I'm so pleased with it. You can't really tell the difference on power or sound, whether it's on gas, LPG gas, or whether it's run on petrol. The main benefit is the cost. LPG in the UK is less than half the price of petrol. It's only about 60 pence a litre. Petrol's at least £1.20. Only 2 or 3 months ago, it was £1.45 a litre for petrol. Prices have come down under the COVID situation. Oil and gas has not been selling so well, so prices have come down, but they will go back up again. But it doesn't seem to have affected the price of LPG. I'm hoping that will remain stable, and I'll continue to run this car on LPG for half the normal costs. There's no shortcuts to running a car like this. It's a jolly thirsty car. At best, you achieve about 15 to the gallon if you're driving it carefully, like I am now. Driven aggressively, you'll be in single figure fuel consumption. It's a very thirsty car. You do not buy a Jaguar to save money on fuel. And the only possible way to save on fuel is to convert them to LPG, but they have to be converted correctly firstly to make them run properly, and also to avoid any damage to the engine. But I had an extra piece of kit fitted to this car. It's called Valve Saver, and that electronically injects a fine oil into the valve area to prevent any premature wear. But I'll do a proper video and let you see that. And it's quite a clever system, and I've got a lot of faith that it will indeed help to prematurely help with premature wear on the valves. This car is going to get used an awful lot. I do need it to be in 100% working condition. If I was only going to do 2,000 or 3,000 a year, I wouldn't get through the valves very quickly, even if it was a crudely fitted system. But I do up to 50,000 miles a year, and I'm on country roads now. Mostly I don't do roads like this. It's usually sort of built up motorways between Brighton and Nottingham, the two cities where I live. I'm so pleased with how it's running. I can't tell you how fantastic it feels. My previous Jaguar ran on LPG, but certainly not as well as this. It wasn't such an advanced system. And, this is really quite something. It might take 1,000 miles or so for the system to really settle in, and I might have to take it back to have a final little tune-up. It depends how it settles in, but I am prepared to have to take it back after a few weeks and just a few minor adjustments. But it might not come that way, but we'll see. But I'll keep the videos coming, and there'll be plenty to do on this car going forward. It's a very old car, sort of early 80s. Duran were at the height of their fame when this car was new, and I'm mad enough and foolish enough to think I can run it every day, but we shall see. I have ran Jaguars for years, and I ran old Jaguars for years, but when I first started driving these things, sort of some 30 years ago, they were merely an old Jag. They weren't sort of in the collector's territory that they are today. So it's very much a different case to run today. Obviously they're a lot older and they're an awful lot more valuable, but obviously with age becomes fragility, things become fragile. So I'm not expecting any particular mechanical woes with this car. I think I bought fairly wisely, and I'm fairly convinced the oil pressure is absolutely fabulous. It's reading over £70 there, and it's steady, sort of even on tick over it's £60, and revved heavily it shoots up towards the 80s. So I know we've got good oil pressure. The things that would ruin a car like this is the water hoses breaking. I haven't changed the hoses yet. They're on order. I'm waiting for a full set of water hoses to come, and I'm just waiting in the post. And so the day they arrive, I'll change all of the hoses and redo the fluids. That was done a couple of weeks ago, and I've not really driven it on those fluids, but I'll change it yet again. You can never flush them too much. But I'm coming up on a bit of traffic now, so perhaps ought not to be talking. And yes, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll turn the camera off. I'm coming into traffic, and I'll speak to you on the next video.